Okay, so this is part 3 of the Cosmo March 2015 video. I want to talk about emotional violence, lack of common sense, but I first want to show you this. This wasn't here before, and they said that maybe they did it because I noticed when they do these holes, it doesn't, it's different from when, like, if I were to try to take a pin, you see how it didn't go through the page? It just sort of made a dent. And then when I came back, there was another one. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? I can't, for some reason today I'm having a little bit of a problem seeing. So you'll notice that my eyes, oh, here. I don't know if you guys see these little dents. Let me see if I can get it. Right there. Can you guys see that? I don't know. I can't seem to get it, and my eyes aren't. Oh, there it is. You see right there. If I can't point, but it's on this part right there. You see that? So they're able to do something with these marks where, it's not going completely through, but it's going through. I can't explain what I mean, but like you see how on this side of the page you see that there was something. Let me see if I'm trying out. I'm going to list this magazine for sale, but I just kind of ripped it on camera. Okay, you see how it's there near right there, but it's not completely through, meaning if I tried to do it, I probably would have made it go completely through. So that's what I want to say. So I just kind of ripped it when I was trying to show you folks this. So I'll put it up for sale. What I've been doing is kind of listing these things based on how much they're selling for on eBay already. But then I'm, again, trying to put a price that I hope someone will pay for it. So I'm not sure how much I'll list this for. I'll look at it. But the pages aren't in. So if you're a really big Gwen Stefani fan like I am, you could just frame these. And I'll show you. This has a little crease there. Sometimes I'm like, what do you call this? Like a folder crease. I didn't bend it over. It just was like that, I guess, when I was putting it away. But you have all these gorgeous pictures of Lupita also. I'm going to pause this so that I can get back to the pages we were looking at. So when I'm talking about emotional violence, I'm talking about this article by Dr. Danielle Lee, who's a biologist and a postdoctoral research associate at Cornell University. I think that's such a smart way of talking about life, I won't go into all of this, but in terms of just talking about what's going on in gang stalking, to me it is like emotional violence. I said in another video that, what was it I was saying? I said that I think some of the stress of this situation is causing me to feel sicker. So I guess, it's like I'm dealing with physical ailments, and then the emotional stress of the situation makes it harder. And when you're dealing with something physical and then you have an emotional component, it does affect you. It affects me a lot. But I think that the videos I'm doing, the tweeting, it helps. And I feel like that's what brings me back. On a video I said when I get upset, what brings me back? I do a video. I send out a tweet. And there are other people going through this. And I hope, if you guys are going through this, could you put a comment that says, how do you come back from that feeling? I think, this has been what keeps me coming back to, being able to get through it. So anyway, let's go back to the magazine. This is what I love about magazines. And I said in another video, I hope the newspapers start going back to print, magazines go back to print. And I said in the previous video, because you bring it home and then you open the pages and it's like, you know, you're going through something, you read about it, and then you feel like, I don't know, it feels like you're, for what, I don't know the cost of these things now. Now it's, you know, it got so expensive when, unfortunately, when it wasn't selling as much. But these magazines, what were they, about $5? So for $5, you get to bring home some fashion, some advice. You see what's going on with other people, and then you can then reuse it. Like I think I said in another video, you can take these magazine pages and frame them. You can use it to make paper jewelry. You can, of course, just give it away and someone else could use it, but it's not wasted. So I think, you know, as much as I like to recycle, reuse, and repurpose, this isn't a waste. To me, this isn't, you know, just throwing money away. You get to have it, use it for something else, frame it. Look at all these little ideas you get just by looking at a magazine. So I think I would like to go back to printed papers, printed magazines. So I don't think that's an issue with that. But I think once magazines got more expensive, you know, I think that was something that was taken into consideration, not just the fact that you have the recycling issue, but like I said, the recycling issue can be easily addressed by actually recycling the magazines and the books. I think the issue also is the idea that it got very expensive. What I would like to see happen is, if they're concerned about it being, you know, pollution, make it a little bit more expensive so that you can offset a project where the magazine companies can have their own recycling program. So I would love it if, you know, because I love Cosmo and I love a few other great magazines, Ebony, you know, Vogue, Elle. I love those magazines, but I'll tell you, you know, I would like the magazines to go to a program where if people can't recycle the magazines themselves, the magazine companies can collect them. And I think that would be a way of keeping the cost of magazines and newspapers low. So magazines and newspapers can collect their own magazines and papers back and recycle them. I mean, there are solutions to problems. And I keep saying, you know, I think part of that was part of the reason they did invade my privacy, because they wanted free solutions to problems and not having to pay me for it. And that's the sad part. So I said to them at one point, we have people out there who are good at certain things. They're the diamonds. Sometimes they're the diamonds in the rough. You don't see the shine until you are able to get the diamond at its peak. So a diamond doesn't come out of the earth looking great. You get it to its peak. But by picking people who are right for each thing, you get that diamond. So I feel that we're living in a society where everyone's supposed to be good at everything, and we're supposed to just put people in like little components into something, even if they're not the right fit for the component. That's wrong. I think we need to find what every person is good at and put them in that position. Not everyone is going to excel in school. Then you put them in a vocational school, or you give them an apprenticeship so that they can get trained in that field. So you find what someone's good at and you let that person excel at that. So then they would say, well, what if the person wants to do something else? Isn't that like what they did in communist countries? No, that's not exactly what they did in communist countries. We're not going to force people to do things they don't want to do, but we're going to find what people excel in and what people have a natural ability to do. And therefore you